go to that living room, go to that family room, go to that Rascala. Tell them to come on and sit down with you because you are watching now. Them is your people.
What do you say? What do you say? It's Mr. Gary, the King of Hospitality. Why am I the King of Hospitality? Because you said so. I can take you where you need to be, take you to who you need to see, and take you to where you need to go. And guess what? Right now, we have gotten to where we need to be today. We are at All About You. Now, what does that mean when you say all about you? You know your people. Sometimes you tell your people, come on, I want to take you out on a date. It's all about you. You get there, they make you pay for your meal. They make you do everything else. It wasn't all about you. But at this company, it's all about you. In-home services, all about you. Adult daycare, all about you. Transportation. They really make it all about you. Let's welcome to the show today, Miss Roberta Farr. Hey, Roro.
Hi, Gary.
What's going on?
You.
I am. Now listen, you've got your sidekick with you today. Now she said that she doesn't like coming on to the show. She didn't want to talk because she said she likes to be in the background. So I guess everybody has to have a background singer. Is that right?
Yes.
What's your name, ma'am?
Leslie Farr.
Hey, Miss Leslie Farr. So let's get into it. Talk to me about the company. This whole idea of something and you name it, all about you. Where did that come from?
Well, I kind of played with a couple of names, and I just wanted something to be appealing to the clients as well as the community. So that's why I came up with All About You, because we really make it all about them.
Roberta, we hear so much, so often, people say, you know, when especially it's the seniors, and let's talk about them. Let's stay in the senior zone for a second, right? That they've forgotten. We hear so many stories about people who they just want to get a check, and they go over and they take the seniors' checks from them and stuff like that. So it's not all about the seniors. It's not all about the client. But your team of people, we're hearing great things about them. It's a little different. You all zero in on the needs. How do you assess what they need, and how do you stay true to that?
Well, basically, we go into the homes and we do an assessment based upon what the family needs are, whether it be adult daycare services, in-home services, consumer direct services. But our purpose and our main goal is to satisfy them to the best of our ability, providing cooking, cleaning, personal growth,
Wow.
community outreach. We also help with giving them resources about utility bills, different information about how they can get more food stamps, or if they need more services, more service hours, dealing with the Department of Mental Health or Department of Social Services.
So you all are really in there assessing the people and saying, hey, this is what we think you need, but you're saying to the families, you all tell us what we need to help take care of the loved one, right?
Because a lot of times we don't really know what they need.
Okay.
And we try to come together with the family as well to help us come up with their care plan. So when the state actually come out, the state determines also the needs. So we work together. We collaborate with the state as well as the family.
Okay.
And we help develop a care plan that's suitable for the client.
And it's not just about senior citizens, is that correct?
We service seniors. We service anyone with disabilities.
Okay.
But
So
the age
handicap.
is 18 and older. We have to, and we also service youth as well.
Okay. So if someone is in an accident, right, and let's say that they're recuperating, are they eligible for your services, even if it's not going to be for the rest for a long time? Is it a month, 2 months?
They can do short-term services as
Okay.
well, but they have to be Medicaid eligible.
Okay.
Because we only do Medicaid. We do
Now,
not
what about
do-
Medicare?
Well, we don't have the contract for Medicare, but
Okay.
we do private pay.
Okay. And so for our listeners out there today, can you tell us the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
Well, the difference between Medicare and Medicaid is Medicaid is governed by the state.
Okay.
Medicare is pretty much governed by the state and the federal, but the family, or you have to have private insurance in order to get services through Medicare.
Okay.
Medicare really is for PT and OT, and it's a short-term services that they provide. They
Okay.
they don't.
Can I interrupt you
provide
1 second?
in-home services.
See y'all them your people. These people come on the show trying to get all brand new. Like we know what PT and OT is. Can you tell us what PT and OT is, please, Miss
I'm
Professional?
sorry. Physical therapist and occupational therapist,
Okay. So like
and
if
also speech therapist.
okay, all right.
So those services are not provided through Medicaid.
Okay.
But they are provided through Medicare.
All right. So when we look at families who say that they want to be a part of this new program, the program that the government came up with where your loved ones can take care of you, what does that mean?
Well, that program has been around for a while.
Really?
Yes, it has grown because a lot of people didn't know about. It's called the Consumer Direct Service Program, where you can actually hire your family and they can get paid to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you meet the qualifications and the criteria, you have to be able to self-direct.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually hire your family or anyone of your choice other than your spouse.
Other than your spouse. And so that means that you're hiring them to cook for you, wash for you, clean for you, bathe you, everything that someone else would end up doing, usually like a nurse assistant, LPN, or whatever. The family member actually gets paid to do that.
Yes.
Okay, that's a great program. What do you see? Do you usually see grandchildren? Do you see sons and daughters? Who do you usually see utilizing that program?
Basically, it's mostly immediate family members.
Immediate family members,
Yeah, and
okay.
it's other family members as well. The purpose of the program is for the consumer to hire whoever they want to of their choice.
Oh, wow.
So they give them an option. Some people don't have family, but they don't want strangers coming into their home, so they'll hire a person that they know and that they feel comfortable with.
But we do know as people get older, they do need someone looking out for them, right? So how do you think how do they get there? Do you usually have a rough time talking to family members, or do they just approach you all and say, hey, listen, it's time for us to bring someone in and to help out with mom or dad? Or
Well, most of the time, a lot of the seniors, they are pretty much in denial because they feel they never want to feel like they're giving up their independency.
Okay.
So they struggle with that, knowing that someone actually needs to come in and help them or direct them with the care that they actually need. So
and I think it's so important for the whole family to be a part of the process, you know?
yes, it is. And a lot of times, family listen to families. Like mothers listen to their daughters, and sometimes they have to encourage them that, Mom, you just can't do it anymore. We need someone to come in and set up your meds. We need someone to make sure that they're cooking and make sure that they're not leaving the stove on, or make sure that your personal hygiene is taken care of.
Okay. So listen, we're talking about all about you adult in-home services. Roberta, you've been so blessed because I understand now you got something else going on too. All about you adult daycare. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Now listen, tell me about this, Leslie. Where do we get the verbiage adult daycare? Is that scary? Do we like that word? And so now a lot of people are saying the adult day center. What do you feel, Leslie? Which do you think it referred to more?
I think day center.
The day center, yeah.
Yeah, because they're very capable of handling themselves.
All right. So tell us, we're here at the day center. I want to kind of paint a picture for you all, right? You know your people. They'll say that you're down at the day center and you go in there, it's nothing to do. They're sitting around, kind of bored. Hey, there's a new day. Here at this day center, this adult daycare, what's so good about it is I'm looking at the colors. It's so vibrant. It's an electric blue. You know, I'm seeing orange. I'm seeing raspberry on the walls. When I'm walking in, I see a big fish tank. And so they had a challenge about feeding these fish down here, too. I saw them putting some fish in there, some fish food, you know, and the fish are just swimming around. But it's something that people come down will love because they like to use the eye. You know, a lot of people fail to realize is as you get older, you've got to use your left side of your brain versus your right side. You know, like if you are accustomed to driving home a certain way, a certain route that you take every day, you're supposed to mix it up so you can start using that other side of the brain. So they've got these big popping colors down here. They've got what I love is the seating that holds like 4 to a table. Now, yeah, you can push the tables back together, so right, but you know how your people are. Your people want some privacy sometimes. Sometimes your people want to just sit with their girlfriend who they came down with, and they don't want everybody all up in their mix, up in their business, right? They want to be able to come, sit down, talk, eat, gossip, fellowship together. Is that what the people want, Leslie?
Yes, I think so.
So tell us, Leslie, they get in contact with you all, right? What can they expect down at this? What makes your center different from all the rest of the adult day centers that's out there?
I think we are very personable, and we're just here to service the clients and make sure that they're here doing whatever they want as far as their interests and abilities. And
So when you say they're doing whatever they want, what they doing when they come? Girl, they break dancing? What they
different
doing?
things that we offer is
Okay.
we have a game room.
A game room?
Pool or darts.
I saw that big, pretty pool table in there. Do you think seniors still play pool, Leslie?
Sure, some do.
Okay, all
We
right.
also have an exercise room
Exercise
to
room.
keep up with the mobility and keeping everything
Okay.
working good.
Let me ask you something, Roberta. Jump in here. How important is exercise for seniors?
It's very important simply because as we get older, our heart rate is not as good as it used to be, first of all. Our mobility is not as good as it used to be. So it's very important to get some type of exercise
Okay.
if it's no more than 10, 15 minutes. So we try to implement that into the program, and that's why we have the treadmills, the bike, the elliptical. We also going to have someone come in for people that's not as mobile to do the chair exercise. So
Okay.
it's very important as we get older to exercise.
Right. Because, you know, you have so many seniors who talk about that arthritis, and they can tell when it rains. You know, I remember growing up, and I didn't believe it at first. If people could actually tell when it's going to rain, how can you tell it's going to rain just because your body parts start aching in this? But I broke my leg skating, and now whenever it's going to rain, I can tell tomorrow it's going to rain, or later today it's going to rain. It's kind of strange like that. Leslie, so they come in. Do they bring their lunch with them when they come?
No, we have meals catered.
Have the meals catered into them, okay? And so what about, is there other people from the community coming in, bringing any resources, talking to them about different things?
Yes, we're going to have different people throughout the community, political. We're going to have people
Spirit-
come in and talk about their finances.
Okay,
We're going to have a religious component.
okay.
And people are not going to be forced to do that, but willingly, if they want to, we're going to have that. And we're just going to have people coming in, talking about the different,
And interacting.
interacting with them.
Okay, what about field trips, though? I mean, are
We're
they,
going to be doing field trips.
okay, like for where, for instance?
Hopefully, our goal is to do field trips at least once a week.
And like,
depending
where will they
on
be
the
going? Will they
weather.
be going like to the Depends store to get some Depends?
Well, we're going to do like a grocery store
That was a joke.
shopping.
That was a joke.
Yeah, that's why I didn't answer it.
You know your people. We got to throw in some
Yeah.
razzmatazz.
We're gonna do like outside field trips, like the zoo. Even
Okay.
though some people can't walk as well, but
Right.
we're gonna make it where it's convenient for everyone. So we'll be doing like the malls.
Okay. Going to lunch
Going to
outside
lunch.
of the
We'll do
yeah.
lunch maybe
movies.
once a month. We'll do movies.
Yeah. I think it's so important, Roberta, that we get to everyone that's listening. Everyone who's listening has a senior in their life, be it a grandmother, a grandfather, a neighbor even, a mother or father, right? Just because you reach a certain age does not mean that you stop living. Speak to that, Roberta.
You're living as long as you're breathing. So that's why I wanted to do the adult daycare to help those people pretty much keep life within them.
Keep life within them.
Yeah, so when they come to the center, we want to give them something that they're no longer getting, or we want to continue to give them the great life that they know that they have. So just because you get old, you still have a life. So we want to continue to encourage them that coming to the center, we have a lot to offer.
Okay.
And hopefully we're going to build friendships.
Right. Hey, listen, what do you say? It's about building friendships. It's about having a lot to offer. It's all about you. It's the all about you daycare for adults, the day center, whatever you want to say. Roberta, how do people get in contact with you?
They can get in contact with the daycare center by calling 314-241-6444, and they can also go onto our website, which is allaboutYouServices.com. On the website, it has the different services that we offer, which is in-home, consumer direct services, as well as the adult daycare and transportation. We also provide transportation services.
So for all of you all who just a little skeptical, who's been saying, hey, it's time for us to do something with mom or dad, or if you know someone who needs someone to come in and be able to just take care of them, just be able to look and assess what the needs are. Is it helping around the house, cleaning up? You know, a lot of the seniors sometimes have steps that they have to climb to go down and do the laundry. Hey, listen, all about you. They can be right there to take care of it. Sometimes the seniors need their meals cooked and prepared for them for 4 or 5 days out the week. All about you can be right there. Sometimes it's just simply having someone to come in to check on them because you're at work and you just need to make sure that mom or dad or whoever's doing good and they're okay. So again, it's all about you. So what do you say? Give our friends a call at All About You. I think that you will find that they really are all about you. So, Roberta, you guys are open for business like now. Are you excited?
Yes, we are.
Oh, my God. What can they expect when they come? Tell me 2 things that they can expect if they come through the door, if they call you right now.
Great customer service.
Great customer
and we
service.
Are friendly and professional.
Great customer service, friendly and professional, and them your people. They can't count to 2 to say, give me 2 things that they'll know. They'll count to 3 on you in a minute. So what do you say? We got the 3 things. They're friendly, they're professional, and they've got great customer service. And guess what? They're all about you. Okay? So, Leslie, you are the person in the back room. You're the person that's seeing to it that all the programs are implemented. Tell us, when they call you, they go online, what is it that are some of the services that you all provide down here? I'm excited.
We have a fitness center with a state-of-the-art equipment, pamper room, beauty, barber salon, a quiet room for reflection, computer lab with internet access, wellness room with a licensed nursing staff, and a game room with pool table and board games.
Oh, my God. So if they send their loved one down here, it really is all about them. You all take care of them. They can get on the computer. They can get their hair did, right? Is that men and women or just the women?
It's for men and women.
It's for men and women, right? A wellness room, a reflection room. Hey, listen, you all got it going on. All about you. It really is. What do you say? Hey, it's all about the podcast today. We are moving on. Big shout outs to our sponsors. This can never be possible without sponsors. So, Natalie's in the Central West End. Great food, great ambiance, great customer service. They got it on lock. RX Plus, that means that you need to go to the website of RX Plus and compare how much your medication costs now and what it can cost later. Gobble Stop, oh my God, the food's great, the service is delicious. Gobble Stop. And also Hollywood Beauty, a great place, great people, great customer service, and great hair. So y'all can get y'all inches. Hey, listen, we're at the next part of our podcast today, and we have a great topic. It is none other than Black History Month. Wow, Black History Month. Hey, to toss it up, to talk about it, to educate with us, we've got none other than the gospel queen on the scene, Lady Murdine. Lady Murdine Fielding Gales. Hey, Lady Murdine.
All right, now that's a new tip right there.
Oh, well.
When you put that in, so add that into people's, manuscripts so they know that I am the Black History queen at this point.
Okay, well, that's right. And we point to you.
That's
And
right.
guess what else we're pointing to? We are pointing to someone who has got to take the charge because they're a young person. And we've got her on today to speak from a young person's perspective. Who do we have with us?
Shelby Sosa, who is actually ending her second year of college. And of course, she's been involved in what we're doing ever since birth.
Okay, now
And
listen,
especially-
them your people. See, this is what we try to tell. Now, I asked who do we have with us. That was the opportunity for Shelby to step in and tell us herself who she was. Go on my website right now, www.themyourpeople.com.
Start
And I
all
need you
over.
to tell, we
Start
ain't
all
starting
over.
up, we rolling. No, ma'am. And I need you to tell me, are you still speaking for your kids? Are you still talking up for them? Can they talk themselves? I don't know. Go on my website and you tell me all about it.
Well, now, we're still speaking for our youth and our children. I don't speak to goats, they're kids.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, Miss, who do we have with us in the other seat?
Shelby.
Hey, Miss Shelby, how are you doing?
Fine.
Shelby, tell us a little bit about you. You are from?
I'm from St. Louis. I'm from here.
Okay, but you go to school?
Yeah, I go to St. Louis Community College, Forest Park.
Exactly. All right. And you've been in the movement with Lady Mardine for years. Is that right?
Since I was born, yeah.
Since you was born. You was in the movement when you was born? Girl, I think when you was born, you was trying to move. What movement was you in when you was born? The milk movement?
The March movement.
The March movement. Hey, oh my God. Lady Mardine, for those listeners who may not know you, tell us. Everyone knows you from just being a big leader. You are just out on the forefront, and you have been for years. Tell us about it.
You know, this is more about the community at large. However, I am very grateful for having been active here in the St. Louis metropolitan area, more than 4 or 5 decades, but especially in media, starting at Fox 2 for about 20 years with Expression, a community service talk show. And then I did some work with Double Helix, and the title of that show was Images. But then I decided that I wanted to travel, so I put those television talk shows to bed and started to travel with the gospel legend, Dr. Bobby Jones, who taught here in St. Louis at Beaumont High School and is known for Bobby Jones Gospel. So that gave me the opportunity to travel more. But I am still in debt to Mr. Norman R. Say, who is the founder of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday Committee, and we're cited as being the second largest observation or the second largest celebration in honor of the slain, and we should call him the pastor, the Prince of Peace, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., with an annual march and then an interfaith service. But Mr. Say is mainly responsible, and sometimes they say almost single-handed, because there were so many things that they had to do when it comes to citations and proclamations and signatures to get St. Louis proclaimed as a city holiday, then a state holiday, and then a national holiday, and then the naming of the longest-running street in St. Louis,
Okay.
Dr. Martin Luther King Drive.
Okay.
And so we're honored to be with them, your people, to further talk about those things that we feel people should deal with on a daily basis in order to create an abundant life, not just for themselves, but for others and the other people that they want
Okay.
to put things into.
All right. So now the table's now set. Let's get right into it. Because I'm excited. Black History Month. Now, when I say that to you, with Black History Month, what is this all about? Why do you have to have a month and you call it Black History Month? We don't have White History Month. We don't have Puerto Rican History Month. We don't have Mexican Month, Latin Month. Black History Month, Mardine.
I'm not going to have you say that we don't have. When you say we don't have, you don't, because you are part of the blacks in American history. However, the others are doing it daily. That was the reason for the blacks in American history. Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who was an author, a journalist, and a historian, it must have been the late 1920s, I would say maybe 1926, was able to get individuals to understand that we need to teach more about what blacks have given to this Western civilization. and it has to start in the first circle, which would be in the house. So therefore, in the home, and then into the community, and then into the schools. But much of what we gave to this Western civilization was left out of the history books, and that's the reason for it. And they started off as a getting together, doing things better together with African Americans, Negroes, or the blacks in American history once a month. And it was, no, once a year, which was February. But since that time, we do understand that blacks in American history is very, very important and significant because of the contributions that were made that will help us live a full and abundant life. The ironing board, the mop, the broom, the cell phone, the golf tee, so many things. You wouldn't know that. Some of them just remember the fact that George Washington Carver was responsible for taking the peanut and making over 500 products out of it. But unless you have been told that, you wouldn't know because they had to sell it. They couldn't do anything with it. So therefore, we've had individuals to come together, and it is now a part of the studies program so that you will know what we did give and what we are continuing to give.
So now my question then becomes to you, Ms. Shelby. As a young person, so you mean to tell me y'all just sitting back to February to find out some Black history? Is that right, Shelby?
In the schools today, do they just sit around?
Just in general, what practice are you all as young people doing, or you as a young person, what practice are you doing to get Black history? Are you waiting till February comes? Are you trying to remember it throughout the year? You tell us. We want the young person's perspective.
I don't really say that people try to learn about Black history because no one really talks about Black history anymore, to me, honestly. I know when I grew up younger in school, we did like really big, giant like plays and projects and everything. And
Wow,
we would even
right.
look up people and discuss that and share information. Now, as far as 2016 goes, and I get older and I see other younger kids and everything, they don't really do emphasis on Black History Month. Like, it's just a month. They'll write a little essay or something about a Black history person, but as far as the plays and things, noticing as many Black people that have brought stuff to us, they don't do that anymore.
Wow, so that's very interesting. So, Lady Murdine, when you hear a young person speaks like that, what does that mean that we need to do?
It means that it's not a monthly thing, it's a daily thing. And
Okay.
as long as you are aware of those contributions that were made by blacks in American history, you will remember it. And that was the reason for it. So the job of establishing the idea and the philosophy that we are significant has been established. So we had to institutionalize it by having young people know that these things were given to us by people of color. You know that you go and you get the dirty rice because somebody made the dirty rice, and you know that was from the Asian Americans or the Oriental Americans. You know the same thing when it comes to, you said go to a store, you just mentioned one of your sponsors, you go and you get your hair and you do this. Well, mind you, there's some people who will think about going to the shop that you said to get hair, but those people who are of Black persuasion and people of color, when I say that, I just don't mean African Americans, people of color will think, oh, well, if I got to go there to get the hair, then I need to go to an African to get the braids, or to get the glue or the sew-in. So it's not at that point that we're majoring in something that's so minor, but that we have given so much to so many that you can hardly live without it. And every day is a Black History Day.
Okay. Well,
Just
let's
like
talk
any
about.
other days.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some components of the Black history. Church is rich with history, and so the Black church has always been a platform and stood out as far as worship. And what is the big connection in Black history with the churches?
Well, you do agree, I'm sure, that the oldest and the strongest institution within the Black families is still the church. And I say that because it was the main teaching institution.
Okay.
In other words, you went to high school, grade school, college in something that's not, maybe a small room where you went from the first grade to the 12th grade.
Right.
So in the church.
Right.
And so the leaders were pastors and preachers,
Okay.
ministers, evangelists,
Okay.
and all of them that were in the pulpit pulling. And if they were in the pulpit pulling, they were pulling you so that you can push and give to someone else. So the church is still the oldest, strongest institution. Now, the art of worship is almost like a lady in our community said, she didn't say worship, she said worship. And it is a place that we go to wash up. And we wash up in order to wash out those things, some of those things
To
were
wash
not
up.
true.
Okay.
That were not true about us. And so you look at it as it's still a consortium for us coming together.
Okay.
So the church.
The church. Okay.
The church is the place that we were able to go to from the fields, the cotton fields, when they were going to the cotton fields, coming from the cotton fields. Folks said they were running for freedom. They were really running to that place of refuge, the church. And they would come there, and that's where they would sing together, pray
Okay.
together, get strong enough to go out and go to sometimes that white slave master or someone to make life better for them.
Okay. Cheyenne, so you grew up in a church as a young person, right? Tell us with your black history in church, what do you remember?
It's Shelby, but
I'm sorry. Well, you got a twin. Okay, so
right.
go on. We just want you all to know that Shelby has a twin. There's a set of twins named Shelby and Cheyenne. They look just alike, okay? So even though we're on the radio, you all can't see me calling her the name different. You can hear it. But I'm telling you, I'm calling her the name and I'm wrong because I thought she was the other twin. Go on the website and tell us, do you have a twin? Do you know any twins? Do you know any triplets? And you sometimes get mixed up on calling them the name. Somebody help me out because I know I'm not the only one. Okay, Shelby, tell us. You grew up in church. Tell us about growing up in church as far as your black history. What type of things were you involved with growing up in church? What type of things are needed that the church you think needs to provide now to keep black history on the forefront?
I've actually I started off in the black community church, and then I also went to a Lutheran church, and I could see the differences there. They're more laid back. They're gonna read the scripture. The Lutheran church will read the scripture, and then everybody will sing and then go home. As far as the black community, they'll sing, have like different type of meals to come and get something to eat if you don't eat, or you can come there and talk. You can come there and have like basically like it's home away from home.
Okay. Home away from home.
That's where I guess we need to establish that home atmosphere, because now it's just like if I don't look the same way you look, I don't feel accepted in the church that I'm in.
Okay.
Because I feel like now a lot of people put emphasis because you have tattoos, you're not as good as a person that doesn't have tattoos, or you're not like a person that you robbed somebody or something like that, or you did something bad. You're not accepted in the church that you grew up in or something. And a lot of people feel like, well, I don't need church because they're just going to judge me anyways. I just think like we should go back to come as you are. You know, this is a place where we feel safe, and this is our home. And we should establish that again. That way everybody can come and we can have more community involvement and
All
things like that.
Yeah, and we can get back to these little kids coming to church on Easter Sunday and knowing a speech. Because, Shelby, right now, you know what's happening? The mom and dads are going dressing them up, but they don't have no speech. They don't know no speech. What's your speech? They don't know. They just know they got a new outfit. Or they just in the store saying they just, here's...
They know the holidays, so they know they're going to get it.
Right, they know you're right. Right, okay, well, out of the young people's mouths, I always tell everyone, whenever you're doing a program, you always got to include the young people, because the young people is what's going to continue and carry on from families to churches. Before we leave, though,
You
when
know
we talk...
what, Mr. Gary, she made a good point, that they know they're going to get a new outfit and they're going to be dressed up. And unless you teach what that meant, it meant giving your best and doing your best. They didn't get that message. So sometimes they grow up and they will continue that, just be dressed up on the outside and messed up on the inside.
Wow, powerful words, powerful words. As we move to close this segment out, you know, with Black History, how can we talk about Black History without talking about soul food? Is that part of Black History, Lady Murdine?
It is, but now I think we would move later to know soul food is the adjective that describes the special meals for blacks in American history, or soul food can be the special meals for others in history, meaning that Shelby would know that she's Mexican and African American, and they have their soul foods. Some of the things that I would talk about, she's not aware of them. Let's say black-eyed peas.
Okay, black-eyed
Greens
peas.
and
We got
fried
greens on the plate.
And what
okay.
would you say for your soul food? What is it? Ravioli and what else?
No, that's Italian.
That's what?
For Cubans, they eat a lot of Mexican rice, tacos, burritos.
Okay. So it just means whatever.
That's soul food,
That's
right?
soul food,
But
right.
when
Well,
we talk about it, we're talking
Right.
about sweet potatoes,
Okay. Sweet potatoes.
black-eyed peas,
Black-eyed peas.
fried chicken,
Fried chicken. Okay. What about the fried pork chop?
chitterlings,
Chitterlings.
which would be wrinkles,
Well, I
fried
heard-
or boiled,
But I
however
want
it
you didn't
is.
say nothing about macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese, and you want
Cornbread.
cornbread, and you want,
Okay, but
and
what
you want
about the-
three
what-
types of cheese.
But where's the
sometimes.
peach cobbler? I didn't hear nothing about the
Peach cobbler, apple cobbler. They have now fruit cocktail cobbler, pear
my
cobbler,
God.
all
Yeah.
of it. But you guess when you go back to the church, you flip it around, soul food, and you need food for the soul. So
Okay.
you're eating for nutrition so that you can send something good in someone else's life and to make every day a better
Okay.
day, regardless of your racial persuasion.
Okay, but one thing can I add? Can I add some sweet tea?
You can.
We got. That's right, with a lemon. Hey,
Order
listen.
line.
What do you say? What do you say? It's all about Black History Month. And here's the thing. Black history is not just the history that they talk about on television, that you hear about on your podcast or your radio, and your family. What are you all doing? Your family is Black history. Make sure that you talk to the family so they'll know what grandma did, what grandpa did, what the uncles did. Don't just talk about the good things. And, you know, young people have to understand they couldn't always come into the house and flip a switch and there was automatic air conditioning, right? There used to be window units, or you had fans. You know, talk to them about the microwave. They use the microwave just like it's a given, but back in the day, you had to pull the food out, put it in the stove, warm it. So when we talk about Black history, talk about how, you know, some of the jobs that we had to do as Black people to put people to college, pay the bills, right? Just so that a family could continue
And get
to
the
sustain.
philosophies out there.
Yeah.
Get the philosophies out there. If you want money, get up and go to work for it.
Right.
If you want to live better in life, don't just be happy that you were that you were born intelligent, but go on and educate yourself, and then involve yourself with more resources so that you'll be able to help someone else.
Okay.
Because what you send into the lives of others, it will return in yours.
Okay.
When you get through with it, Little Red Riding Hood went to her grandmother's house, but what happened? On her way, here she was going one way and the other way, and the big bad wolf got her. The same thing happens when people use other alternatives instead of those that should be directed, because God wants us to do unto others as we would have them do unto us. That's the golden rule. But
Okay.
some people think that those who have gold will rule, and I hope it doesn't happen. It's coming up pretty soon. And I know you don't want this to be political because I'm nonpartisan.
And them
There
is
you
your
go.
people, and we are so glad, Lady Murdine, that you came. What do you say? What do you say? Go onto the website. Tell us what your Black History Moment is. Tell us about your Black History Moment for your family. I'm Mr. Gary, and you are my people, okay? Ha, 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 ha. Okay. What do you say? What do you say? It's time for our hot topics on the podcast today. So much has been going on this week. So much is in the news. And on our podcast, we make sure that we talk about it so we can stimulate your mind. And so you can tell us what you're thinking about, okay? First and foremost, I want to get into the Grammy Awards. I want to talk about the Grammys, talk about the big night of music. Who loves music? Lady Murdine, you like music, don't you?
Yeah, well, especially gospel music.
Oh, gospel music. Okay. Shelby, what kind of music do you like?
I like all types.
You like all kind of music. So you must like the OJs. I love music, any kind of music, just as long as it's grooving. Is that right?
Yeah, I like country music.
All right. All right. Who's your favorite country artist?
I don't have a favorite because I listen to all different types.
Okay. All right. Roberta, you tell us, who do you like? Music. Give us some music.
I'm pretty much an R&B.
R&B person? Okay. All right. Well, cool. Well, that's good because that's what the Grammy Awards are all about. It's about recognizing all of the different artists each year. So when we talk about who had the best song, who got the most votes, the different music that came out, who the best artist is. And there was a big shakeup at the Grammys this year. Really, really, really big shakeup. And the biggest shakeup that came was Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole, as you all know, was an artist who came out in the 70s, like around 74, 75. Daughter of Nat King Cole. Admittedly had her battle with some demons as far as drugs go, pulled it all back together, and came out with the unforgettable series of music that was her dad. But I mean, everyone knew her from, oh God, This Will Be, I Live for Your Love, Our Love, I Got Love on My Mind. And her family reached out to the Grammys because how they highlight artists that have like a lot of Grammys. She won like 12 Grammy Awards. They just showed her in a montage, a picture with everybody else. But when the Eagles or Earth, Wind & Fire and a couple of other artists, they highlighted them like they normally do by having 3 or 4 artists come and do a tribute to them. And Natalie's family in the music industry was just mad as all get out that it didn't happen. Wow, what do you all think?
I think that they should be concerned because that was a precious moment in Black history that was missed. Natalie Cole and her family, they grew up in North Chicago. Her grandfather was a preacher, and her uncle, Freddie Cole, was a pastor of that church where her father and mother all attended. However, I said to you that my love for gospel music, you named all of the songs unforgettable, but the one I remember that was very well done by her, and after her bout with those things that were maladies, and you said demons, whatever you want to call them. The one that I remember, the gospel selection was Just a Closer Walk with Thee. That was,
Oh, that's
and
right.
you will
She
see
sure
that
did.
picture.
That's right. That's right.
Grant it, Jesus.
That's right.
If you please.
That's right. That's right.
Daily, daily walking close to Thee. Let it be, dear Lord. So I'm satisfied that Natalie is where God is, and that those people who left her out, it'll plague them in the
Yeah. You know, the interesting part about the Grammys and any shows, I think that it's just like voting. If you don't step in and voice your opinion on something, right, then at the end of the day, no one's has anything to listen to. I think we've got to get more involved in not just the Grammy Awards. People were talking about everything with the Oscar Awards and the American Music Awards, any type of awards. And you all have awards in your own communities. You have awards at your churches, right? Voice your opinion. Hey, write on a piece of paper. Hey, it might be someone at church that's doing a lot of work. Say, hey, I think this person, I nominate this person, to have this award, because again, if you're just sitting back waiting for someone else to nominate a person and that person's never nominated, then what happens? Then, in the great words of the Honorable Betty Thompson, I'm going to give you one. And Merdine, let's play back. I'll give you one. Shelby, you can give one. Roberta, you give one. Okay. So in the words of Betty Thompson, I want you to get up.
I think she said sit up.
Roberta?
Shut up.
Well, Roberta messed it up.
Dress up.
That's it. So here it is. I want you to get up, dress up, be up, look up, get up. And if you can't do all that, then what, Roberta? Just shut up. So listen, we want you all to make sure that you're making sure for your communities, for all the different organizations that you're involved in. If you see someone's doing a good job and they need to be recognized, and so do it now. Don't wait for them to die because they can't see you recognizing them then. They recognizing and being recognized for Jesus. But you want to recognize them and appreciate them while they're here, let them know now or drop their name in the hat, in the box now. Our next hot topic for this week, it's Go Red month. Is that right, Mardine?
It is Go Red, but however, it's gone longer than it has over the years. We used to just do February, and it sort of kicked off in December with the Martin Luther King luncheon. But Go Red is the American Heart Association. They have ambassadors and individuals that are involved through Jocelyn Farmer here in St. Louis, and Damon Broadus, and also Deanna Gatlin. And the red color is because we're talking about the heart. The heart is the motor. And so they're saying that we have to get out and everybody needs to teach one. And if you teach one and reach one, everybody will understand that you have really got to take care of this body. And it's not too early to do it when you're speaking of 5 and 6 year olds, because they need to be aware of their family history and understand that if you have these maladies that are in your family, you need to keep abreast to know that you perhaps will be a good target or a victim that will have to suffer that later in life. So they're trying to get you to understand the heart and stroke, and also what happens not to you as an individual, but what happens to the family members that will have to take care of you because of that.
But let's really talk to the person right now. Roberta, I need you to help me here. Who, as Lady Mardine points out, the heart is so important, right? What are some of the things that we can do to see to it? I mean, you're here with the in-home health care today. What are some of the things we can do to see to it that people are taking care of them and having healthy hearts?
There are two important factors. One is to exercise and your diet. Your diet is so important because a lot of us, we eat foods that are really, really bad. And when you eat foods that are really, really bad, you are setting yourself up for heart attack. Meaning the fried foods, the fatty foods, the salt, all the sodium, eating out with the fast food restaurants, because most of those foods are very unhealthy.
And when you talk about the exercise, does that mean everybody needs to walk 2 or 3 miles every day, or what can we
It
do?
don't necessarily have to be miles. It could just be whatever your body can do, but you need to do something.
And I think that what she's saying when she says really, really bad, I think she's talking about post factor rather than pre or preventive. Really, really bad because you're already a victim of those things that are going to be life stifling for you as a result of that. So I believe that everything God made is good, and it might be the amount and of the intake of it. So if you are aware of your family history, then you know certain things and you have to do those things. So she said it right, that nutrition is a part of it, exercise is a part of it, stress is a part of it, and all that makes for total lifestyle. That's the reason she is offering, what we consider human resources, that all these things are a part of our life. And I know that Shelby, who's sitting here now, will talk about intake. Sometimes she looks at her face and she says, "Oh, I've been having too many sodas." What is it that you can look at your face and tell, and you say to me, "You need to drink some water"?
My skin is dull and all of that,
Okay.
So this is a young person who's aware
Yeah.
of that. The skin is an extension for us. It's a covering for the body, but it has to be watered.
Right.
And it's just not watered by rain.
Right.
So it has to be what you take on the inside of it. And I do believe this, that the way you take care of your body at a young age is the way it will take care of you at an old age.
All right,
I
let's
say that
repeat that
because
again. Repeat that again. The
I
way you
believe
take
it.
care of your body at a young age.
Is the way it'll take care of you at an old age.
Okay,
And
listen.
I have a testimony. And
Well,
I
hold
know
on
where
before
you're
you
ready to go.
testimony, girl. I need to tell them to go to the website and let's testimony about that. How well are you taking care of your body? Or who do you know who needs to take care of their body? So this is what I want you to do. Go to my website this week, www.themyourpeople.com. Send a shout out and tell us who needs to take care of their body. And next week, you know what we're going to do? We're going to send a shout out to those people. We're not going to tell them that you said take care of their body. We're not going to tell them that they eating too much fried foods, too much soul food, too much anything. But we're going to say we got a list of people who love them so much. They said put them on the podcast and call them out and let them know that they need to take care of their body a lot better than they are. Okay? Does that sound fun? Is that good, Lady Mardine?
I think it sounds great. I just talked to a gentleman today who said to me, he says, "Oh, I'm a vegan." I said, "Really?" He said, "Vegan, I said, he said, "Maybe for 5 years," meaning that he doesn't eat, no meats or. I said, "What do you do?" He says, "Well, peanuts, little things like that will give you the same nutritional thing
Okay.
that you would get from meats. But then he also understands that he has to exercise and that you have to make sure that you cleanse the body. It might be colonics or it might be those foods that
Okay.
will do that.
Okay. Well, listen, it's Go Red for heart healthy, period. So we're not just going to say it's for just women. It's for men as well. This is an opportunity for you to look at yourself, go to your doctor, get a checkup, right? So many people die because they say that they just didn't catch it in time, that their arteries were clogged up or something that's like that. So we want to send a special shout for you, not just to check yourself, but if you talk to your friends about all things y'all gonna go out and do and party and kick it to have a good time, ask your friend also how they got checked out. Ask your friend, instead of going out, just joining me going to the movie or going to eat, say, hey, listen, friend, why don't we go walk out? Why don't we exercise? So what do you say? What he says, Mr. Gary, those are our hot topics. Wait a minute, someone's waving their hand. Miss Roberta, you're raising your hand. What's up?
I had a question. What do you do when you know that you have a friend or friends that really eat bad, and you invite them to walk or to come and work out, and they'll say, oh,
They didn't say they don't want to go.
or
They don't have
wanna
time.
go.
You mind your business, and them is your people. Okay? Okay.